This video is to explain our math packets for the 3-day week of September 12th, 13th, and 14th. So your math packets for remote learning look like this. This is the first packet, and again I just call them a packet because it's more than one page stapled together. The instructions on the math papers are usually printed above the number. So this is number 1 for this assignment or for this lesson. Circle the groups of 10. So just talk about the picture. Let's count all of the little groups and circle only the ones that show groups of 10. If you want to have them count how many and then write the number next to it just for number practice, that would be fine. You don't have to. Trace the numbers. Draw 10 circles in the 10 frame, and that would be 1 circle in each box. So if it's all filled up on a 10 frame, then that should be 10 circles. If there are 10 circles, every box should be filled. I hope I explained that correctly. Count how many and draw a line to the correct number, or whichever one it goes with. And then on the back, instructions are right there, and write the number here. So that's the packet for Tuesday. For Wednesday, we're ordering numbers to 10. So this would be really good if you have any flashcards, or you can just write down numbers, or if you have number magnets, get them out and have your child put them in order, and they can be put in number order starting with 1 to 10 or backwards 10 to 1. Fill in the missing number, 6, 7, 8 blank. What would come next? What would come in the middle? What would come this here if we were counting backwards? Ask them, is this counting forwards or backwards? Is this counting forwards or backwards? What number is missing? That kind of thing. Same thing on the clotheslines. Are we counting forwards or backwards? What number is missing? We don't always have to start with 1. When we count forwards, we don't always have to start with 10 when we count backwards. Whenever you count backwards at home, please remember that blast off is not a number. So we do like to say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. This one might be kind of tricky. Connect the dots is not something that the kids may know. So, just explain that you want to look for the next number before you start drawing. So if we're starting with 1, what would come next? 2. So I'm going to find 2, then draw my line. Find the next number, then draw my line. Not just start drawing and then find the number. You could go backwards if you wanted to. And then you can color it in, or you could leave it white. That's our page for Wednesday. For Thursday, we're still working with number 10. Making number pairs. Talk about the picture. Look at the picture, read the words, fill in the blank. Again, the instructions are usually right up here. Sometimes the instructions change in the middle of one page. On this one, it doesn't. It stays the same instructions, go for all of these. Sometimes it'll have instructions for the first 2 and then different instructions for the next 2. So watch out for that. So on this page, what numbers make 3? So you color 3 red, 0 blue, and then let's try 2 red, how many blue? 1 red, how many blue? How many blue would there be if there was 0 red? Like that, to show that there's different ways to make 3. And the different ways to make 4, you can get out like pennies and nickels. You can get out 2 red Legos and 2 yellow Legos. You can just use crayons and color them in. However you want to do this activity is fine. What are the ways to make 5? What we want them to understand for this packet is simply that there's not just one way to make an amount. There's different ways to make 2. You can have 2 and 2. You can have 1 and 3. You can have 0 and 4, that kind of thing. And then on this one, you can talk about sorry, I can't get it all in, the 6 small rockets. There's so many on this side and so many on this side, and together that makes 6. There's so many green and so many white. That many makes 6. There are some pointing one way and some pointing another way. That's a different way to make 6. Whenever you talk about making 7, you can include the larger rocket. You can include the windows on the rocket. There are so many this shape and so many this shape, and that's a way to make 7. There's one big one and 6 small ones. That's a way to make 7. So just talk about how there are different ways to make the same number and use the picture to explain those ways. If that is too confusing or you don't see a bunch of different ways on here to make 6 and 7, push this aside and like I said, get out Legos. You can even use like Fruit Loops, you know, show 3 green and 4 red make 7, but I could also do 7 blue and 0 yellow to make 7, that kind of thing. Just wanting them to understand that there are different ways to make 7. On this page, we're wanting them to understand that numbers go in a special order, and you can have that order be smallest to greatest or greatest to least. And on this one, we're really just focusing on the number 10 and what 10 looks like and how many 10 is, just counting to 10 repeatedly, repetitively, what I should have said, and practicing that counting to 10. If you have any questions, let me know.